See, if there was no reason whatsoever why the universe is the way it is, then you could say it's an accident. But there are reasons for the universe being the way it is. And when you see all these stars being born and dying, it could be one of two things. It could be an absolute mirrored reality,
3/4 of a mile.
or a variance of a mirrored reality. But the way the galaxies are and the distance that there are between galaxies, it's not an accident. There's a reason for that. Suppose that we are 10,000 years into the future and, we've evolved into whatever. There's only two outcomes. That whatever is going to be a good whatever, or is going to be a bad whatever. And so, if it's a good whatever, it will eventually be able to go beyond the, the confines of the galaxy, if you will. If it's a bad whatever, you'll never get there. It's just things are designed that way. Things are designed such that by the time that bad whatever would have had the ability to move on, it would have been swallowed by a black hole. That's all part of the grand design. And I think that's what those three entities that visited me when I was a kid were trying to convey. Because they already been through this. They already been through this so many times that they're reaching out to us through me to let you know that we have to aim to be a good whatever. To hear more about these ideas, please visit mysecondchanceinlife.com. Thank you. So, there is something that has been revealed with regards to the destiny of humanity. Suppose that, well, don't suppose, you could probably picture that depending on events that occur, say today, tomorrow, whatever, humanity as a whole will end up with certain outcome, right? Let's call that outcome A, okay? And so a different set of events occur, and then humanity ends with outcome B, okay? For the purposes of this discussion, it doesn't matter whether outcome A or B are good or bad. They're just happen to be different outcomes, right? So what would happen if you were to change something during scenario A? Does that mean that humanity will definitely steer to outcome B? Or will it simply be a variation of A? Or will it be then a whole new outcome, outcome C, right? Well, the point of this is that we have to consider what we do as a whole, as the humanity as a whole, okay? because going to those outcomes would be analogous to traveling to the event horizon of a black hole. All right. There would be a point in time where it doesn't matter what you do, right? You will still get outcome A. There is a point in time where it doesn't matter what you do, you still get outcome B. And then there is a point in time, I guess further back before A or B would definitely occur, that you could still make changes such that it would either be a different outcome of a different outcome of B, or an entirely new outcome of C. Do you see what I mean? So it is imperative that the leaders of the world consider this in the actions that they take. One drastic example would be, say, nuclear war, right? If we do something that starts a nuclear war, well, if they start shooting nuclear rockets from one side, well, that would inevitably cause the other side to uh, shoot rockets back, and sorry, you can't go back, right? Well, that's not the only drastic thing that could happen that would yield an entirely different outcome for humanity. There are many things, many things that could cause for humanity's destiny to change drastically based on the actions that we take today. Say, for example, um, everybody was obese. Absolutely everybody was obese. Well, that has its outcome, right? Let's say everybody was fit. Well, that has its outcome. So the point is that we have to start looking as at humanity as a whole, and not just at individual groups like United States or China or Russia or the Middle East or Korea or India. We have to look at humanity as a whole for all the things that we do. Because if we don't, then we would, quote unquote, enter into an event horizon from which we cannot turn back. To hear more about these ideas, please visit mysecondchanceinlife.com. Thank you. In the Judeo Christian uh, society, there are different definitions for what heaven or hell is. And of course, they go from the most mundane, such as hell being uh, a place where there's brimstone and fire and suffering and souls lost, to a more accurate uh, definition to what the scriptures say, which going down to hell means to go down to a tomb. And I would say that the definition of hell is the lack of knowledge. And so the lack of knowledge would for me be the definition of hell. And so we aim, or our goal to be in heaven is to have the knowledge of everything. And only to the degree that we could achieve a knowledge of everything, we could only enter into the kingdom of heaven. That's my definition of heaven and hell. Of course, doesn't make it right or true, but to lack knowledge in any area is to truly be in hell. Uh, but that brings us to a paradoxical situation where having all the knowledge could also be held in, on its own. So why is it that we can't look at a quantum theory of gravity as if we were looking at a one surface universe? As I understand it, all the studies and theories that have come across with regards to the quantum theory of gravity would indicate that we live in a universe that is not one surface. Perhaps if we apply the idea of a one surface universe to the quantum theory of gravity, maybe we would find a different answer.